Hey everyone, Darren DOG here. I just thought I'd do something a bit more personal because I've been doing a lot on gender recently, but really I am far from a one-trick pony, and gender is one of many what I consider to be valuable, meaningful things that I have to offer, and one of the subjects is sound and spelling, as some of you know. And somebody was asking me recently about when am I going to do something about the significance of sound, and I was like, my goodness, I haven't done anything on sound in ages, and yet it is something I use all the time myself. And when I am using sound, it is usually what I call warding. So we have these spells, these words, you know, onwards and upwards, toward, reward, inward, backward. So what is a ward? Well, there's three definitions of a ward in English. First one is a place with a guardian, like having being a ward of state. Another place is another use is a hospital ward, which is meant to be a place of healing and respite. And the third is a spell of protection. And I wonder about their use of the language of onwards and upwards. And certainly when I'm using my sounding, it is certainly for the purpose of onwards and upwards, toward, reward, about invoking cymatic effect, and the spelling effect of understanding what the different characters are actually really about. So I'm going to talk more about the characters in the future, but for now I just wanted to share something just about the practical side of what you know, how significant sound is for me, how I use it in different ways. So it's much better when there's others around to share the sound with, because it sounds better when people harmonise and create quite incredible sounds together, very easily, using the type of warding that I teach, and how we move into what I call character development and understanding the quality of the characters, like, you know, the A and the E and O, ooh. Our characters are very rich in their meaning, and so when I'm warding, I tend to use character sounds like that. So in the East they call this chanting, but I don't like to call it chanting, because I call it toning, or atonement, the state of seeking perfect tone. So music is about note, and it's very feminine. I'm about seeking the perfect tone, which we all have. We've got like these stations of perfect sound in us that are like the stations on a recorder. And I think when people are chanting or singing, really, those sweet spots are some of the best spots to just sit at for a bit. And when I'm doing it and using it, it is for creating a change in state, a change in space. And it's not really about other listeners like music is. This is more about what it does for oneself. So onwards, this is how I like to use sound when I'm out and about. I've never done one on a video like this before, but here we go. So I hadn't warmed up there, but that's just an example of how I might come out and sound and practice in nature or in the car, as I do daily. I find nature invites various forms of sound from us, not just that kind, but also singing. I like to sing as well. I'm not up for doing that on camera yet though. And I'll combine my sounds like that with song as well. and use them as warding, both for state change and also to change the state around me, change the space around me by changing the quality of the tone and vibration that I bring and then project out. Because it's one thing to just have it internally, it's another to try and bring it to the space around you by trying to get a quality of vibration in your whole body, like sounding like that does seek to achieve. Anyway, that was a little bit of a personal share there. I hope there was something in it for you. This is what I call vertical sounding, so it's not really about others out there, it's about trying to get as vertical a sound as possible. And as you'll notice there, I just used various vowel sounds, and when I used the on the traditional om, the ah, ooh, the is to internalize the vibration of the character sound just made. So when I go ah, the sound goes out, but when I go it goes in. So what we're doing when people say, like for example, go om, it's not really a word. The first character, the vowel character, is the realization of the sound, and the internalizes the vibration that was just made. So it's quite good to just do vowel sounds first to get a nice vertical sound, to get a nice tone, and then apply your to carry that vibration in the way. And yeah, maybe see if you can improve your own results with sound there. And to sit in silence after making sound is very important, because it helps the cymatic effect to take effect, which is how substance changes in response to sound. Anyway, thanks for your attention.